30 million. That is the number of American jobs that could be gone by 2030. Not outsourced to another country, not lost in a recession, replaced by AI, permanently. And here is the part nobody is telling you. It is already happening. Right now, in 2026. Goldman Sachs just released a report. AI is wiping out 16,000 net American jobs every single month. That is not a prediction. That is what is happening right now. But wait, wasn't AI supposed to create jobs too? Wasn't this supposed to be the great technological revolution that lifts everyone up? That is what Microsoft told you. That is what Google told you. That is what every CEO on every stage told you. Here is the truth they are not saying out loud. The AI revolution is going horribly wrong. And the people paying the price are not the billionaires building it. They are regular working Americans, people just like you.
In this video, I am going to show you 3 things that will change how you see AI forever. First, the real number of jobs AI has already destroyed and who is being hit hardest. Second, the massive lie the tech industry is telling about AI creating new jobs. Third, the financial shock that is coming when 30 million Americans lose their income at the same time. But the truth behind all of this will genuinely shock you. Because this is not just about jobs. This is about who controls your financial future, and it is not you. Before we go any further, if you are new here, subscribe to this channel right now. We cover the financial systems and economic stories that nobody else is talking about. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss what's coming.
Let me take you back to November 2022. A company called OpenAI released a chatbot called ChatGPT. Within 5 days, it had 1 million users. Within 2 months, it had 100 million users. Nothing in the history of technology had ever grown that fast. Every major company on Earth panicked. Google panicked. Microsoft panicked. Amazon panicked. They all started pouring billions into AI, not because they had a plan, but because they were terrified of being left behind. Microsoft invested $13 billion into OpenAI. Google rushed out its own AI called Gemini. Amazon pledged $4 billion to a company called Anthropic. The total amount invested in AI in just 2024 and 2025, over $1 trillion. $1 trillion. And every single CEO stepped in front of cameras and said the same thing. AI will create more jobs than it destroys. AI will make workers more productive. Nobody will lose their job to AI. Here is mini surprise number 1 for you. The companies saying AI creates jobs are the same companies using AI to eliminate jobs. In 2025 alone, Microsoft cut 15,000 jobs and cited AI as the reason. Amazon cut 14,000 corporate roles, shifted investment to AI. Google laid off thousands and then announced AI would handle those functions. They are telling you AI creates jobs with one hand, while firing people with the other hand. Surprise number 2. The jobs AI is killing first are not the low-skilled jobs everyone expected. It is not warehouse workers. It is not factory workers. AI is killing white-collar jobs, office jobs, professional jobs, the jobs that took 4 years of college to get, the jobs that were supposed to be safe. And mini surprise number 3. The generation being hit hardest is not your parents' generation. It is Gen Z, the people who just graduated and entered the workforce, the people who did everything right, went to school, got the degree, and found out the job market had already changed while they were in class.
Let me give you the real numbers, not the ones from press releases, the real ones. Goldman Sachs economists spent months studying exactly what AI is doing to the American job market. Here is what they found. Every single month in 2025, AI substitution wiped out 25,000 jobs. AI also created some new jobs, about 9,000 per month.
Net result? 16,000 American jobs gone. Every single month. That is 192,000 jobs per year, disappearing permanently. Now, here is where the specific number hits different. In just the first 6 months of 2025, 77,999 tech jobs were directly tied to AI-driven layoffs. Not industry slowdowns, not economic recessions, just AI replacing people. Think about what that means for a real person. Imagine you spent 4 years studying computer science. You graduated in May 2025. You applied for entry-level software roles. And you found out that the company hired an AI agent to write the code instead. For a one-time cost, no salary, no benefits, no sick days. Just a subscription to an AI platform that does your job for $20 a month. This is not hypothetical. This is happening right now at companies across America. Wall Street banks, the most powerful financial institutions in the world, have announced plans to cut approximately 200,000 jobs over the next 3 to 5 years, specifically targeting entry-level and back-office roles, the exact roles that young Americans entering the workforce are competing for. And here is the specific breakdown that nobody is talking about. The industries with the highest AI replacement risk right now. Customer service. 80% of roles could be automated. Administrative jobs. 46% of tasks already automatable.
Legal support. Paralegals facing 80% automation risk by 2026. Data processing and information handling. 65% of tasks gone. Financial analysis and accounting. Models can now do in minutes what took humans days. These are not factory jobs. These are the jobs that defined the American middle class for the last 40 years. The jobs that let people buy houses, pay for school, retire at 65. AI is not just replacing workers. It is dismantling the financial ladder that Americans have always climbed. And we have only shown you the first layer of this problem. Now, I want to talk about the lie. The specific, deliberate, well-funded lie that the tech industry has been telling you. The lie is this: AI will create more jobs than it destroys. This sounds reasonable. Every major technology in history created new jobs, right? The Industrial Revolution created factory jobs. The Internet created tech jobs. So AI must create new AI jobs. Makes sense. Except here is what they are not telling you. The World Economic Forum just released its Future of Jobs report. By 2030, 83 million jobs will disappear because of AI. New jobs created by AI? 69 million. That is a net loss of 14 million jobs globally. And in America specifically, where AI adoption is fastest, the losses are concentrated even harder. But here is the part the tech companies conveniently leave out of their presentations. The jobs AI creates require completely different skills than the jobs AI destroys. The 69 million new jobs? They are for AI engineers, machine learning specialists, prompt engineers, people who understand how to build and manage AI systems. They are not for the customer service workers, the paralegals, the data entry clerks, the financial analysts, the administrative assistants, whose jobs just got automated. Think about that for a moment. An accountant who loses her job to AI cannot just become an AI engineer overnight. A paralegal whose legal research job gets automated cannot simply pivot to machine learning. The gap between the jobs being destroyed and the jobs being created is not just a gap in numbers. It is a gap in skills, education, and time. And for most workers, that gap is uncrossable. An MIT study confirmed exactly this. Young workers aged 22 to 25 in AI-exposed jobs saw employment fall by 6 to 20%, while older workers with specialized experience actually saw their wages increase. Because AI replaces entry-level workers, the people doing textbook tasks. But AI still needs experienced humans to supervise it. So the equation right now in 2026 looks like this. If you are young, just starting out,
doing standard professional work, you are in the highest risk category. If you are experienced, have deep specialized knowledge, and understand AI tools, you are actually in a stronger position than ever. AI is not creating equality. It is accelerating inequality. The people who already have advantages, experience, capital, specialized knowledge are getting even more powerful because of AI. The people who were just starting to climb the financial ladder are having the ladder pulled out from under them. I want you to sit with that for a second. We made an entire video on this channel about how the system is designed to keep regular Americans from building wealth. AI is not fixing that system. AI is turbocharging it. But even that is not the most shocking part of this story.
Here is the part of the AI story that I have not seen any other finance channel cover. And once you understand this, you will never look at the AI revolution the same way. The AI bubble might be about to burst, and when it does, it will take millions of regular Americans down with it. Here are the facts. In 2026 alone, the 5 biggest AI companies are spending $527 billion on AI infrastructure. Data centers, servers, energy, hardware. $527 billion. That is more than the entire GDP of Sweden, spent in a single year on AI infrastructure. Now here is the question none of these companies can answer. Where is the revenue to justify that spending? Morgan Stanley analyzed it. Big tech needs $2 trillion in AI revenue by 2030.
Or every single cent of that infrastructure spending was wasted. $2 trillion in 4 years from a technology that is still figuring out what it is good for. And the warning signs are already flashing. Blackstone, the company we covered in a previous video on this channel, saw its private credit fund hit with $6.5 billion in redemption requests in just the first quarter of 2026. Apollo saw redemption requests reach 11.2%, more than double its 5% cap. BlackRock had to limit withdrawals on its $26 billion HPS corporate lending fund. Now you might be thinking, what does private credit have to do with AI jobs? The answer is everything. The same companies that are using AI to fire workers are borrowing billions to fund their AI infrastructure. That debt is connected to the same shadow banking system we have covered on this channel. If the AI revenue never materializes, and the evidence is building that it might not, those companies are going to face an enormous financial crisis. And when companies face financial crisis, what is the first thing they do? They lay off more workers. So the scenario we are looking at right now in 2026 is this. Phase 1. Companies use AI to eliminate jobs and save money.
Phase 2. Companies spend them savings and more on AI infrastructure. Phase 3. AI fails to generate the promised revenue. Phase 4. Companies face massive debt and financial pressure. Phase 5. Companies do emergency layoffs to survive. American workers get hit in Phase 1 and Phase 5. They lose jobs when AI works, and they lose jobs again when AI fails. The only people protected in both scenarios are the ones who own the technology. The billionaires, the investors, the people who bought stock before everyone else. This is not an accident. This is what we have been showing you on this channel since day one. Financial systems are not designed to protect workers. They are designed to transfer wealth upward, always upward.
Let me break down exactly what this means for your financial life. If you are currently employed in any of these fields, customer service, legal support, data entry, financial administration, basic accounting, content writing, basic coding, or any white-collar role involving repetitive tasks, you are in the highest risk category for AI displacement in the next 3 years. That is not a scare tactic. That is what the data says. Now here is the personal financial impact, the real numbers. The average American worker takes 6 months to find a new job after being laid off. With AI-driven layoffs,
That timeline is getting longer because the jobs being eliminated are not being replaced by similar jobs. They are being replaced by AI subscriptions. You cannot compete with a $20 per month software subscription on salary alone. If you lose your job to AI and it takes you 6 months to find new work, and your salary was $60,000 per year, that is $30,000 in lost income, $30,000 in lost savings, $30,000 that never goes into retirement, $30,000 that never goes toward a house, a car, your kids' education. And here is the wider economic picture that will affect all of us, even those who keep their jobs. We already covered on this channel how 51% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Consumer spending is 70% of the entire U.S. economy. When millions of Americans lose jobs or take lower-paying replacement jobs, they stop spending. And when they stop spending, the whole economy slows down. Moody's Analytics ran the numbers on what happens if the AI bubble bursts.
Nearly $20 trillion in shareholder wealth could evaporate. Businesses would start laying off workers in response. That would cause lower-income consumers to pull back on spending, which would cause more layoffs, which would cause more spending cuts. A self-reinforcing negative spiral that economists call a recession. But here is a smaller reveal inside this section that actually gives me some hope. The workers who are thriving right now are the ones who figured out how to work with AI, not against it. Workers with AI skills now earn 25% more than workers in the exact same roles without AI skills. Professionals with specialized AI knowledge command salaries 56% higher than peers. The gap between those who understand AI and those who do not is growing every single month. AI is not creating equality, but it is creating a very specific window of opportunity. For the people who act now, before that window closes, the financial upside is real. For the people who wait and hope it does not affect them, the risk is enormous. The question is not whether AI will affect your financial life. It already is. The question is which side of that divide you end up on.
Here is the final fact, the one that ties everything together. Remember at the start, I told you Goldman Sachs found AI is destroying 16,000 net jobs per month. Here is the part of that same report that barely made any headlines. The economists said that the true aggregate impact of AI is actually smaller than their estimates suggest, because their analysis does not fully capture the offsetting hiring surge tied to AI infrastructure investments, data centers, power systems, construction. In other words, AI is creating jobs, just not for the workers who are losing jobs. The new jobs are in construction, in energy, in hardware manufacturing. The lost jobs are in offices, in legal departments, in customer service. Different people, different cities, different skill sets entirely. The AI revolution is creating economic activity, just not for the people it is displacing. That is the final truth that nobody wants to say clearly. AI is not replacing everyone. It is replacing some people completely and enriching other people enormously. And the divide between those two groups is being drawn right now in 2026. The workers, the job seekers, the young graduates, they are navigating this blindly because the companies building AI have no incentive to tell them the truth. The incentive is to keep the stock price high, keep the narrative positive, keep the $1 trillion flowing. At the start of this video, I asked, will AI replace everyone? The answer is no, it will not replace everyone. But it will replace enough people to fundamentally change the American economy. And it will enrich a small group of people more than any technology in human history. And the gap between the replaced and the enriched is going to define the next 30 years of American financial life.
That is the real AI story, not the one on the press releases, the one playing out in the job market, in the paycheck, in the retirement account, in the financial future of every working American. If this video opened your eyes to something, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you have not subscribed yet, do it right now, because we have more videos coming that will connect all of these dots for you. The economic story we are living through right now is the most important of our lifetime, and this channel exists to make sure you understand it before it is too late to act. I will see you in the next one.